Hello, everyone. My name is Darnell McEwen, and I'll be doing my briefing assignment on the film Remember the Titans. I'd first like to start off by saying that Remember the Titans was one of my favorite movies because, as I said before, Denzel Washington is like one of my favorite actors, so I definitely enjoyed this movie. And considering that it was based off of a true story and, the characters were real and so forth. But I think that this movie was very powerful in the respect that the color of your skin doesn't matter. Like, people can join together and become one, and achieve whatever goal they want to, no matter who their teammate is, whether they're white, black, Puerto Rican, whatever. I believe that Coach Boone core leadership style is the collaborative leadership style. The text tells us that the collaborative leadership style is designed to help bring together diverse community groups for the purpose of making real and measurable changes in their communities. At that time, segregation laws were being overturned, allowing black students to go to school with white students, and many white people did not agree with that. They didn't like it, they protested, they gave the black people trouble when trying to go to class. There was also scenes in the film where it showed black students were getting ridiculed by white students just because of the color of their skin, throwing trash on them and all this other stuff. This film, it actually takes place in Alexandria, suburb community right outside of Washington, D.C. And the main attraction of that town was the Friday Night Lights, the high school football games. Everybody in town would come out and support, and T.C. Williams High School was their school. With the newly integrated black students, Coach Boone was hired, and his main goal, he was setting out to diversify the team. He wanted to bring black students onto the team, because they were students, and if they had the ability to play, they were going to play. He wasn't trying to get rid of the white student. He just wanted everybody to gel and to be the best that they could be. I think that the football team, they went through a lot of trials and tribulations, at the beginning. As the teammates were getting adjusted to each other, and to form that brotherhood. And the biggest issue was race. And I think that you know Coach Boone, his goal was to get the football team to come together, but because the football team came together in the end, that played a major role within the community itself. And that the brotherhood on the football team what gave that atmosphere to the community that they can all be one and join together. Coach Yost's leadership style, I would say his leadership style was the situational leadership style. The text tells us about situational leadership is that the idea that one changes his or her leadership style pertaining to the situation. Um, Coach Yost was in a tough situation simply because I didn't get the vibe that he disliked black people, but I think he was comfortable with the way things were, and the whole desegregation. It just brought about unnecessary drama that he didn't really want to be a part of. But at the same time, he got to follow the rules, and it didn't make it any easier that he was a prominent figure within the community. Everybody knew him. He was friends with everyone, and and some of his friends, they definitely opposed the desegregation. They were definitely out there protesting against it, and he still had a football team to coach. And it just put him in a tough spot because he's trying to coach this team, but then his friends are looking at him like, oh, you're condoning it. So he had to revamp his leadership and figure out what his focus needed to be, and he decided to focus on that football team no matter what. And that also played a major role with helping the team to gel together. I would say that I would have to emulate Coach Boone's leadership style because his perseverance was amazing, and just how he kept his eyes on the goal even in the face of adversity. His home was vandalized, his family was threatened, but he didn't let that deter him from his goals. He wanted to bring a group of kids together and show them that they can achieve whatever they want to achieve together, no matter the color of their skin. And I think that was just monumental, because he could have easily just packed up and went to a black school and just gave up on it, but he stuck with it. Just like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they stuck with their goals and they stuck with their plan. And that's definitely what I would want to emulate being a leader, is just the perseverance and the discipline to stay on track even when it gets tough. There was a scene that I felt was an example of Kelly's followership description, and that was when after they had won a game, and Bertier, which was the captain of the defense, he was one of the captains of the defense. He was white, and he was hanging out with some of his black teammates, celebrating the win. And some of Bertier's other friends and his girlfriend, they pulled up and they were like, Bertier, come on out with us, man, and party with us. And Bertier, declined, and he told them, you guys should just come party with us. We're having a good time, blah, blah, blah. And his girlfriend and his friends, they like looked at him like, you're hanging out with the black people, like, we don't do that. And he just showed courage in that moment, because he could have just gave in and just left, like, I'm gonna hang out with my friends and I'm gonna leave you guys simply because they were black. But he showed courage by declining them and telling them no, and that I'm fine where I am, and these are my friends, these are my brothers, and I love them and they love me. Oftentimes in society, many people, they're scared to stand up for themselves because of what others may think. He showed courage by not letting that affect him, and he chose to stay. I think the major concern, just of the cultural concerns of the movie, of the team, was the race issue. Many of those kids, of the white kids, during that time, during that era, they grew up in a household where the family, they did not like black people. They were taught that black people were inferior and not to interact with them. So because this desegregation happened, and now you have black people, like, standing elbow to elbow with you, that definitely was a major issue. But one of the things that Coach Boone did to and it's the little things like that played a major role in the team gelling together, was when they were at summer football camp, he made all the teammates, he deliberately roomed them together, being the opposite race, and you had to get to know your roommate. You had to find out who his parents was and what his parents did and who his family is. And I think stuff like that, it opened up the door, of compassion, showing that just because we have different color skin, we still walk this same path. Like, I have a family, you have a family, and I think those little things like that played a major role in getting the team to come together. And because the team came together, that played a role in the community. And the community saw how they can come together despite skin color. So that shows that the community can live together and live amongst each other and not have issues because of the color of their skin. So even though this movie was about football, I think it had many different meanings, and that was one of them, that no matter the race, no matter your color, you can join together and be one. And I think that's one of the things that America is built on, is just the melting pot of just many different cultures coming together as one. And that concludes my briefing. And I had to wear my Alabama gear because Alabama won. Roll Tide.